poom poom bring life. You gotta be careful before Alexa. I knew it. Alexa, pause. See, Gigi? I'm so excited to be here. My name is Ma'at Petrova, and I am the owner of feminine wellness and empowerment company, FEMMAGIC. And today's episode is brought to you and sponsored in part by Vagelixer, the supreme feminine vaginal elixir. She'll soothe you, she'll restore you, she'll make you feel empowered. She'll make you feel like the most powerful poom poom possessing woman in the world. Vagelixer. So today, my darlings, my goddesses, our presentation is about your next level. We're going to talk about your glow up. My question to you is, who is uninvited to your next level? That is my question to you. Go ahead and write it in the comment section. Who is uninvited? Who is not welcome to your next level? Let me see what you all have to say. Anyone who doesn't fan my flames, ooh, let's go. Coworkers are not invited to your next level. The undisciplined me. Okay, now we're talking Precious. Mostly everyone except for Precious was listing everyone but themselves. But when I am asking you, who cannot come to your next level? Who is uninvited to your next level? I am referring to none other than the incredible, phenomenal you. What version of you is not welcome to your next level? To the wealthier you, to the more fit you, to the more skin glowing you, to the well-treated you, to the living in your dream home you. What version of you is not welcome to your next level? Ah, you see, you were busy naming everybody else but yourself. But you are the common denominator and you are the most important person in this story. Okay? So, ladies and goddesses and queens and princesses, because you are who I'm speaking to. Yes, Gigi said bars. You are who I'm speaking to. What version of you is uninvited to the wealthier you, the prettier you, the smarter you, the well-treated you, the leisurely you, the you who time is no longer a luxury. Rest is no longer a luxury. It's a part of your lifestyle, right? Going to the spa is no longer a luxury. It is your lifestyle. Handing your credit card over without checking how much. Who is uninvited to that version of you? So we're going to talk about the unbecoming of you, because you are already her. So who do you need to unbecome to accept all the blessings already available to you? You are already fully equipped. Who do you need to unbecome? Is it the foodie who can't control her appetite? Is it the one who promises things to herself and can't keep promises because you lack discipline? Who is it? Is it the people pleaser you who's uninvited? Is it the nice girl who thinks she's gonna get credit for being sweet and nice? Who? What version of you cannot come with you? What part of you cannot come to the next level? The one without boundaries, I like that. You always bring the higher perspective from an unconventional angle, divine. Thank you, Tatum. Of course, you know I'm gonna bring that, you know. And you know what? Sometimes people aren't ready for that, but you are, and that's what matters, right? Let's talk about unbecoming the woman who thinks nice is enough. Life does not reward niceness. Life rewards self-concept. Remember that good girl who thinks if she's nice, then she'll be rewarded, but then you end up realizing nice girls finish last. Remember her? The universe doesn't, or life doesn't reward her. The universe rewards a woman with strong self-concept. So it's time for you to put the nice girl aside, put the good girl aside. Even in relationships, if you look back, those of you who did suffer from this, if you look back into relationships where you thought if you were the nice one, the good one who did all the good things, that you'll get more, but you ended up getting stepped on, it's ineffective. So it's time to show up as a well-defined, extremely confident woman who is sure of her self-concept. Okay? That's who the universe rewards. The woman who is 100% radically confident about her identity. So we talked about who cannot come with you to the next level, right? And this goes along with identity. So what version of yourself cannot come with you? But in order to know what version of yourself can't come with you to the next level, you also need to know, what does this version of yourself who is on this level look like? Who is she? So you know who not to invite, who not to welcome with you. So based on this new identity, right, who you already are inside, the unbecoming that we're practicing today, right, and I'm on number 1, is based on who you want to be, who you know you are to be. But in order to be her, you have to get all the murky mess out of the way. All right? Yes, you are already her. She's already there. She's just hidden under the things you need to unbecome. Okay? So number 1 is, nice isn't enough. Being the nice girl isn't enough. Okay? The universe does not reward nice, it rewards a definitive self-concept. A person who knows, I am that girl, I am deserving, I am enough, and walks into rooms looking, posture erect, in your goddess posture. Take that deep breath now. Inhale, roll your shoulders up, chest up, crown parallel to the skies, face forward, straight, in your goddess posture. Do you see this? Posture. The girl who shows up, postured up, confident, looking good, leaving trails of smell good behind her, having people wonder, who is she? Having women and men fix themselves, making sure they're together because you're so together. Your energy is so definite. Her. So who is she for you? And once you know who she is, then we can begin to unbecome and unravel so she can flourish and bloom. Being a nice girl left me vulnerable, I'm telling you, and broke. Exactly. Number 2 is unbecoming the woman who plays small. In you becoming this new identity who's hidden under the mess of everything you need to unbecome, it's not time to play soft, to gradually get there. All right? It is time to play unfair with yourself. Right now is the time to go in. It's time to be radically confident and be radical about your transformation. Right now is not the time to tiptoe around your transformation. Let me tell you something. You see me, the woman I am today? You see me sitting up, posture straight? I have pictures of me with my posture like this as a teenager. And this is my normal default posture as a teenager. Kind of slumped over, not intentional, but look at me here today. My chest is up, my crown is parallel to the sky, my face is forward, I'm looking you dead in your eyes, talking to you, uplifting you, speaking life into you. Do you know the violence it took to become this gentle? As Nitya Prakash said, do you know the violence it took to become this gentle? And that's why I said, Get radical about your transformation. Get radical about who you're becoming. Get radical about uncovering her. Now is not the time to play soft, to talk about how you're going to get there gradually. That's why when someone asks me about transforming their body, I say, go on a green juice detox. It's a 7-day detox where you don't eat anything. You go from eating everything all day, all your life, right? So to do something as radical as just drinking green juice for 7 days, it's a big deal. And guess what? Radical actions give radical results. What ends up happening? You go through a mental transformation. You go through a physical transformation, releasing unwanted weight, fat, toxins out of your body. Your colon, your skin goes through a transformation. You go through a serious transformation in a matter of 7 days, and it's radical because, again, you're not eating anything, you're just drinking. But the transformation you get at the end of 7 short days, which seems like a lifetime because you're not used to eating this way, right? You're not used to consuming this way. You're used to eating all the time, right? But it's radical. The transformation also speaks for how drastic it is. In you not taking it easy on yourself, what can you do radically to claim this new identity and unbecoming so you can become, to support your radical transformation? Because yes, you see me today. I'm soft, I'm gentle, I'm feminine. But again, the violence it took for me to get here, it was not a walk in the park. It wasn't a soft-spoken conversation. There was a lot of screaming. There was a lot of physical violence. There was a lot of actual violence, okay? To get to where I am today as the woman who you see sitting before you. Violence. It took violence to get here. So how can you, and I'm not saying to inflict violence upon yourself, but how can you not play small? You have to make a promise to yourself that's going to cause a transformation to get you to your next level. So what is that promise that you're willing to make today? That's radical. The reason why it's important for you to go radical when it comes to your transformation, and I'm talking about switching your entire identity and not giving a damn what family members, old friends, or co-workers, whoever. The old version of you will continue to show up as long as you provide familiarity. I want you to get so radical about your transformation that you have the old version of you saying, Harpo, who this? The new version of you requires courage, okay? It requires courage. It takes courage to get to the next level. And that courage will cause a disruption and an eruption that will disrupt the old version of you. I want you to become unrecognizable to the old version. No, we're not asking for permission anymore. You're claiming it, you're taking it, you're making it, and you're sticking to it until she appears. All right. So number 3, this is a good one. Unbecome the woman who resists discipline. I posted a quote today, and it said, consistency gets you results. Discipline keeps you there. Gratitude multiplies the results. But what about discipline, did I say? Discipline keeps you there. And this is for every level. I talked about hitting 1.2 million for consecutive years, but I also shared with you all when I started to lose money. And you know what I started to lose as I lost the money? What I lacked, what I started lacking as I lost the money? Discipline. The discipline that it took me to get to that $1.2 million organically, I no longer honored it. And in me not honoring discipline, it started showing up in my bank account. What happens when you lack discipline with taking care of your body? what happens? It falls apart, right? You start gaining weight. It starts to lose structure. You start getting pimples and bumps. You become constipated. See, anything that you love and truly desire took discipline. That beautiful home that you want built for yourself takes discipline. That beautiful, sexy, toned body, discipline. That long-term relationship that you see as couple goals, discipline on both couples' ends. That $1 million business took discipline, showing up every day, discipline. So number 3, you must become the woman who resists discipline. Discipline is spiritual law. It's structure expressed through the way you show up daily. Ooh, this is a good one. Remember, I just talked about discipline. It takes discipline to have that couples goals relationship, right? And what happened when either part of that couple, the man or the woman, or whatever type of couple you're talking about, but I'm speaking from my perspective, the man or the woman, what happens when one of them lack discipline? Something falls apart, right? Whether it's the lack of discipline of keeping yourself together, or the lack of discipline of showing up for each other, or the lack of discipline in dipping out with somebody else. Discipline, okay? It's spiritual law. Number 4, unbecome the woman who centers men. Decenter men, center your money. At this point in life, from birth to now, since I became conscious of money, let me see, how old was I when I became conscious of money? Maybe I was about spending money and having money. I would say about 4 or 5 years old, right? You're pretty conscious of money. Because I also remember being in a grocery store at like age 6 and stealing some Bubblicious gum. Okay, I remember that, and I knew that I was stealing. So I was very conscious of the fact that it took money to have the Bubblicious gum. All right. So decenter men and center the focus on money. Had I known, and I bring this up of me being conscious from a young age of money and knowing that the exchange of money will get you things, I bring this up to say, had I known this years ago, I would not have wasted most of my conscious years once I started dating on centering men. That was such a waste of my time, my energy, my body, such a waste. Had I known, I would have been focused on my money. I would have been focused on building wealth. Now, I was passively doing it by going to school, getting my bachelor's, getting my master's degree. You know, I was passively doing it, right? But I wasn't intentionally focused on my money, okay? So in me decentering men, y'all, ladies, goddesses, and focusing on myself, I began building wealth. I said, I'm putting that aside. I'm not focused on them anymore, right? So I made a decision to put men aside. And this is before I came into this perspective. The perspective I'm in now is to the point where I'm just like, I don't even have to, it's not even an effort that I must, or a decision that I have to make in decentering them, okay? It's an automatic default for me to be centered on me. But then when I first began decentering men, it was a decision I had to make, right? I decided at the time because I wasn't as confident at the time yet. So when I began decentering them, it was a decision, and I decided that I'm not focused on them anymore. I'm going to start building and focus on my wealth. So anytime somebody would say, hey, I got somebody to introduce you to, or hey, can I take you on a date? I'm like, no, I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on my money. Okay. And me focusing on my money, I started to build more wealth. And that's how I hit my first 1.2 million in 1 year. Okay. Not in a few years, in a year. And I continued building another year, millions. Okay. Now, in me decentering men, and I started studying it, right? I started studying how to decenter men. I was watching a bunch of videos, YouTube videos. I was reading a bunch of books. I was listening to a bunch of audibles on decentering men. Oh my God. It was so empowering. But there was still some resistance within me because, again, confidence. You need confidence. Confidence is what's going to automatically turn you off from centering them and refocusing on yourself. Confidence and self-worth. Once you realize that you are not going to settle for anything less, decentering men is a complete game changer to the point where, what do you mean decenter? They're not even a part of this focused reality anymore. I don't even have to talk about decentering anymore. Okay? I don't even have to talk about it because I am the focus. It's all about me. And whoever likes what I'm doing with me, then they're welcome to enjoy if I choose to let them. It's no longer a negotiation between should I choose to focus on a man or not. And this is coming from a woman who is in a happy, peaceful, healthy relationship right now. Now, let me tell you what a woman in a healthy relationship looks like, okay? In a healthy relationship with a man who has decentered men a long time ago. Let me tell you what that looks like. I was tired. So you know how some women are like, I'm going to wait up for you, babe. So he says, yeah, I'm going to be showing up late. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so he says, I know, if you're tired, you're just going to go to sleep. So I'll just see you when I get there. He knows that I put my wellness first. He knows that I put my wellness first before anybody. He knows that I'm not going to put aside my health, such as my rest, for him. He knows that. And he doesn't expect me to. Okay? That's what a woman who has decentered men and who's in a healthy relationship looks like. That's what it looks like. He already knows I know how to cook well, but I'm not going to be that girl cooking all the time. Okay? I'm not here for the labor, especially if I'm not inspired to do it. Okay? So one time he was hungry, and yes, I do care about when he's hungry, and I want him to feel fulfilled, and I don't want him to be hungry or anything like that. But I was so tired. We had just come back from being out. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. And I'm like, well, he's like, I really want a protein shake. I'm like, babe, I'm too tired to make a protein shake. There's some cereal and milk. Okay? There's some oat milk and there's some cereal. The one with the granola and the cornflakes. He knows. That's what it looks like, ladies, okay? When you have decentered men and you're in a healthy relationship. Now, did he hold it against me? He did throw it in my face. He's like, yeah, you can't because I couldn't find my protein powder the next day. He's like, yeah, that's because you didn't want to make me a protein shake. But yeah, that's what it looks like. He's not going to expect you to put him first, and he's going to also expect you to put yourself first. That's what it looks like. All right. So, number 5, number 4, we're on number 4, unbecome the woman who centers men. Okay. Money creates evidence. Money creates the results. Okay. Money puts you into the position to where you no longer have to negotiate your desires. Make it happen for yourselves. Build that wealth for yourselves. And let me tell you, when you build wealth for yourself, you not only no longer negotiate with other people, your standards build. Your self-worth builds. You know you can afford it yourself. You know you can do it for yourself. Miley Cyrus said it best. I can buy myself flowers. I can hold my own hand. Okay? You know that you can do it all for yourself. So if somebody else is welcomed to this version of you, then they need to be adding some value. Now, because I can do so many things for myself, I've already got my own wealth, my dream house, my dream car, all right? My own business, okay? I already have all of that. And if you really want to take it there, and I'm not somebody who uses toys, but a woman can get her own D-O, right? She can pleasure herself, right? She can do all the things for herself. So if I accept a man into my life, he either needs to be lightening the load or adding some greatness to it. All right now, independent woman. I don't like being called that, but yes. Okay? All right. All right, so I am more so an interdependent woman, as long as who I'm interlocking with is also adding value. All right, so be that interdependent woman in your life. Number 5, unbecome the woman who confuses being present with passivity. Strategic woman, let's go. Unbecome, do you understand what I just said? Unbecome the woman who confuses being present with passivity. Let me give you an example. I saw a video earlier. It was someone interviewing Janae Aiko, and she was talking about being present and how she's been studying a Vietnamese monk named Thich Nhat Hanh, who talks about not having expectations, about being present in the moment, not worrying about the past, being here and focused on the here and now. They said, okay, so it's more like a go with the flow thing, right? And she says, yes, I'm more so focused on just going with the flow and being present in the moment.
Thinking so much about the future or the past, it's about this moment. So when you take care of this moment, you're fully aware in this moment. I don't have expectations. I'm just glad to be alive.
Just going with the flow with everything.
Yeah.
Now, the way I perceived this was, it's okay to be in your feminine energy and to go with the flow, okay? And yes, I always talk about, especially those of you who have taken my meditational programs and my manifesting programs, I always talk about being present, that the present is the gift. It is the present, right? But there's a difference between being present and being passive about your intentions. You can be present and still be an intentional woman, still be a woman with standards, and especially when it comes to you in respects to men. Be present, go with the flow, but still have your intentions and standards so no one will take you for joke as a go with the flow kind of woman. Okay? Don't have nobody taking you for joke as a, we're just going with the flow. Where would you end up with that? Using Janae Aiko as an example. If she in fact is what she said in that interview, the go with the flow woman. Because feminine energy still needs structure, okay? Feminine energy needs structure so she can feel safe and protected. Being intentional and having standards are two elements that will protect and provide that structure for your feminine energy to flow safely. So feminine energy needs that structure. And in that structure, being intentional and having standards will make her feel safe enough to flow. But feminine energy without structure, where she's just flowing, is going to leave her vulnerable. It's going to leave her vulnerable to people who will take advantage of her and take her for granted. Okay? Just like how sis, Janae, was in a relationship with dude for however long, had his baby and everything, and the man won't marry her. That's what just going with the flow with no structure, no intentions, no standards will get you. Okay? Have him going into the next relationship, asking her to marry him. That's where going with the flow will have you. So when it comes to, and don't get me wrong, Being in your feminine energy and going with the flow, because flow is feminine energy, is powerful. But again, you need intentionality and you need standards. So no man can take you for idiot. Let's go on to number 6. Unbecome the woman who stops learning. Unbecome the woman who doesn't honor brilliance, becoming smarter, knowing more. Unbecome her. Unbecome the woman who does not respect knowledge. Not knowing will cost you years. Not knowing will cost you time. Not knowing will cost you money. Not knowing will cost you health. Think about the people who are unaware of the things they're putting in their body. Next thing you know, you have some type of disease because you've been ingesting all these toxins all these years, not knowing that this thing is creating a cancer in your body. Not knowing will cost you your health. Not knowing will cost you money. When I started to, because of trauma, we talked about this the last time we were live, my trauma was protecting me from knowing more, right? So anytime, I had the opportunity to get more information, I will delegate the task to someone else. I didn't want to know, but it ended up costing me. Unbecome the woman who doesn't honor knowledge and gaining more information, becoming smarter. All right. There's so many outlets you can use to become smarter. Being a pretty smart girl is everything. Okay. Being pretty is not enough. Being beautiful, gorgeous, it's not enough. There's trillions of gorgeous women out here. All right. But being a well-informed, beautiful woman trumps it all. Listen to a podcast. Listen to an Audible, read a actual physical book. I know we're on a go, so that's why I'm giving those options. Listen to long form YouTube channel, like what I provide. There's so many ways to gain more information today. There's no excuse for you to not honor improving your knowledge base. Invest in your brilliance, okay? Not just your body and the way you look and your presence. Invest in your brilliance, or else it'll cost you. And oh my gosh, we're already at number 7. Environment matters. Your body is an environment. Your home is an environment. Your car is an environment. Unbecome the woman who isn't intentional about her environment. What you surround yourself around matters. It affects your body. It affects your mood. It affects your vibrations. Sometimes you can do all the work to change your inner environment, right? All the affirmations, all the becoming proactive and not reactionary, writing in your journals, doing all the things to change your inner environment. And you're growing, you're elevating. But if your external environment remains the same, it's still going to lower your vibrations. So unbecome the woman who isn't intentional about her environment. Elevate your environments, elevate your home, elevate your physical environment, elevate your car. Is your car dirty right now? I'm calling somebody out. Is your car dirty right now? Huh? What clutter does is it welcomes lack. Clutter welcomes lack. Why? Because there's no room for more. When you elevate your space and you clean things up, you get rid of things, whether it's in your home environment, your physical environment. Getting rid of things in your physical environment is called detoxing. Getting rid of things in your home environment is also a detox, but it's a decluttering. Getting rid of things in your car's environment is a detailing. When you make room and you elevate your spaces, you elevate your environments, you open space for more. When you retain clutter, it welcomes lack. It welcomes survival mode. Start honoring your environments. Elevate your environments. Surround yourself with beautiful things, not only on your physical self, but in your home, in your car, wherever you are. Make sure you are surrounding yourself with beautiful environments that elevate your vibration. It not only elevates you visually, but also spiritually, energetically, it'll elevate you. So when you clean your physical environments, when you clean your body, when you clean your home and you clean your car or any environment, or even your desk, you clean your desk at work or in your workspace, what it does is it opens up space for more. It opens up space for more blessings, more goodness, right? Higher vibrations, better moods. It unwelcomes chaos. 8 is our final one. So thank you so much for staying with me, but I am going to do our meditation after. It's just a quick few minute meditation. Okay. Unbecome, and this one is fun. Unbecome the woman who shows up uninspired. What does an uninspired woman look like? It looks like the woman who's like, oh, I'm just going to work out. And this is to assume you are being consistent with your body goals this year for 2026. We're beyond that. We're past that. So assuming that we're past that, unbecome the woman who shows up uninspired. That means I'm working out, so I don't need to, dress up. I don't need to look presentable. I can just throw on a baggy t-shirt and some tights. And then when you look at yourself in the mirror at the gym, you don't feel inspired. It doesn't drive you to do more. Okay? So when you show up inspired and you dress as you want to be addressed, you've heard that before, right? Dress as you want to be addressed. I'm speaking to you. Dress as you want to address yourself when you look in a mirror. When you are dressed in that big old wrinkly t-shirt and the tights because you're just going to sweat it out anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? And you look in a mirror, what are you thinking? Damn. Are you thinking, ooh, I look good? Or are you thinking, damn, I gotta work on myself. I can't wait till I get home. I'm gonna clean myself up because I don't really care for how I look right now. What are you thinking? You're not addressing yourself nicely, are you? Right. So dress how you want to address yourself. You want to address yourself with kind words, inspiring words, empowering words, don't you? So dress that way. You know what I have on right now? This is what I wore to the gym today. I wore this this is what I wore to the gym. For this live, I just put this on to dress it up. But this was my gym outfit today. This bodysuit, okay? And when I looked in the mirror, I felt inspired. I thought, let me take some video. I look cute. Ooh, let me look at myself while I'm doing these squats. My form is right. I'm looking good. Okay? When you show up inspired, it inspires your new identity. That identity of who you are becoming, that's who she inspires. So moving forward, we are no longer showing up in shabby gym attire. Go get you some matching sets and look good. Let me tell you something. When I first started working out, when I was in college, undergrad, I showed up to the gym with just a baggy t-shirt and some shorts. And my trainer, we were associates, right? So I was about, 23 when I hired my first trainer. No, I was 23, 24 when I hired my first trainer. Now, we're like the same age, me and my trainer, right? And I showed up to the gym with that baggy t-shirt and some shorts, I'm just going to work out, so it doesn't matter. Do you know that this man told me, he was like, yeah, don't come to the gym looking like that next time. And that stuck with me for life. It stuck with me so much that when I started getting clients thereafter, right, for my programs that I had, my boot camp programs, because I started some programs while in undergrad, and I started getting clients, I started to share that with them. Don't show up looking like that, because they would show up the same way I showed up on my first day. And that was a game changer. Okay? I stopped showing up looking shabby at the gym because of my first trainer. That stuck with me for life. And in me switching it up and showing up more presentable, now I'm inspired. Now I look good when I look in a mirror. And it doesn't matter what shape you're in, okay? You can be skinny, you can be overweight, you can be where you want to be, you know, in your fitness journey. It makes a difference. Okay, so stop showing up like that uninspired girl. Let me tell you also, and this is not only for the gym. I can go to a grocery store looking put together, and, you know, older women will come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, you look so nice. And I'm inspiring them, right? Girls will come up to me and be like, you look pretty, you know, oh, you look nice, you know. Guys obviously are saying, complimenting me as well, right? So it's inspiring. It raises the vibration around you, okay? So you're not only inspiring yourself, you're inspiring your environment. And what happens when you inspire your environment? You get free things. You're not only going to get free compliments, they're going to give you free things too. I show up looking the way I want to, dressed the way I want to be addressed, and the way I want to be treated. I get free things all the time because I show up looking pristine. All right. But not only do I show up looking pristine, my energy is not heavy. I don't have chips on my shoulder. I don't have low energy. I don't have dark energy. I come lively. I come sweet. I come soft. I come laughing. I come playful. I come with that feminine energy. And it gets me free things every time. But that took work. The violence that I told you that it took to become this gentle, that's the work I'm talking about. It took work. It took the resistance of me wanting to belt out and scream at somebody, to holding it in and breathing it through and knowing that if I scream, I'm taking myself back. But if I hold it and I breathe it through and I work through this moment and I say, I am proactive, not reactionary. I'm proactive, not reactionary. And I work through that moment, then I'm taking myself to the next level, to that version of myself that will get me to where I want to be. Discipline. That's part of the violence. Discipline. It took discipline for me to say, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to go in on this person. I'm going to be disciplined and take breaths this time. And in me taking breaths, every time I felt triggered, I was able to become her, slowly but surely. Her, who you see right before you today. Her, who no longer needs anyone's apology. I don't need your apology. I don't need your closure. Her, who feels at peace with herself. Her, who has built her own wealth. Discipline. It took me discipline to get there. It took me being intentional with each moment. Yes, I was present. Yes, I said, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to get caught up in how things are going to go wrong. I'm going to stay here in this moment and continue to speak life into things that are going to go right. Right? So, number 8, and that's my lucky number, my favorite number, and become the woman who shows up uninspired. Go get those cute gym clothes, girls, okay? Throw out, remember the old version of you. Would she wear that? If this is something the old version will wear, get rid of it. Conscious materials, fabrics matters as well. Oh yes, absolutely. I read the labels on my food, right? To make sure that I'm putting the right thing in my body. And lately, I've been heavy on reading labels on clothing. Like, is this 100% cotton? You know, I've been reading the labels on what I put on my body. Not only in my body, the foods, but what I'm putting on my body. I've been reading the labels. Like, how much cotton is in here? Is this breathable? Materials have vibrations. So it does matter. You think you're just buying something, you're saving $1. But materials have vibrations. And if you're wearing high vibrational clothes, what is it going to do for you? It's going to keep you healthy. All right. So let's go into our libations and then our stretch and then our meditation. I'm going to pour some libations. This is how I say our prayers. You can respond by saying yes, yao, amen, amin, say la, hallelujah, ashe, facts, true, twa, and tur, whatever you choose, as long as you are here to raise your vibration. All right, I'm going to pour this water into the plant. We're so grateful, so thankful, so blessed to be here on this Friday, Venus Day, Ashe. And actually, shout out to all the Taurus and Libras ruled by Venus. Yes, the planet of love, of art, of partnership, of beauty, of luxury, of comfort and joy and pleasure. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So we're so grateful to have all of that in our lives. Yes, we're so grateful to know that we are becoming exactly who we need to be as we unbecome the versions of ourselves who no longer serve us. The versions of ourselves who can't come with us to that next level. Ashe, ashe. So we're so grateful, so thankful to be alive. Call out the names of anybody. And where's Lotus? Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait. One second, guys. Lotus, hurry up. Thank you.
Why are you rushing?
Because I'm trying to say my prayer.
You can say your prayer.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Lotus had company, right? A boy who took her on a date. So he's here, right? And I didn't want to creep him out or scare him or anything like that. So two things really quick. Not only do I not want to creep him out, but also he's Caucasian, okay? I know y'all, I know. My daughter was on a date with a Caucasian boy. But that's another story. So, not only is he just like, a teen, he's also Caucasian. So I don't want to scare the boy. So yeah, let's continue on with our prayers. So we're so grateful, so thankful, so blessed to be alive. Call out the names of your divine ancestors. That's the part I don't want him going home like, Mom, I was over Lotus's house and her mom was talking about, she was doing a seance about ancestors. So yeah, call out the names of your divine ancestors and your bloodline. Whoever passed away in your bloodline, and in acknowledging the past, the present, the future, we're so grateful. So I'm going to call out my grandmother, acknowledging her, my grandfather who came before me, Ashe. Who are you calling out? My doggy, Miss Berry. Who are you calling out? Ashe. Y'all said right? Ashe, who you calling out? Ashe. Yes. Y'all didn't hear about that. Y'all didn't know the lowdown on Lotus. I didn't tell y'all. I didn't give y'all any updates, but I done skipped. Okay, yeah, she went on a date and it was with others. So, I don't have anything against it as long as he's treating her like a goddess. All right. Your grandmother Melvina, your grandparents, Ashe, Alberta, Ashe. That is the name I renamed myself, Lotus. Oh, nice. How divine. Yes. Wanda Lee, Shirley Miles, Ashe. Your brother. Ashe. Who else are you guys calling out? Ashe. Your father, Douglas. Okay. Ashe. I'm pouring the libations to them. Ashe, and acknowledging those who came before us. Ashe. Who else are you calling out? I'm calling out my grandmother, Amina and Josephine. Grandmothers. Okay. Ashe. So we give thanks and praises to all the ancestors, known and unknown, spoken and unspoken. My brother Zakan. Okay, Ashe. Oh my gosh. Ashe. And I don't want to miss anybody. Grandma Ann Ruth. Ashe. Who else? So we give thanks and praise for all the answers and known and unknown, spoken and unspoken. We give thanks and praises. Ashe, ashe, so shall it be said, so shall it be done. Asheo. Taking a deep breath in. Do this stretch with me. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Head back. Call on the great grandmothers, grandparents. Tonight, Grandma Roberta and Grandma Violet. Ashe, Grandma Ann Ruth. Ashe. All right. Ashe, guys. Rolling your shoulders back, getting into your goddess posture. Roll it, roll it, roll it, y'all. Roll it, y'all. Roll. Control it, y'all. Roll it, y'all. And roll it forward. Inhaling, exhaling. Roll it back. Inhale, looking to your left. Inhale and extra spinal twist. And inhale forward. Exhale to the right. Extra spinal twist. Ooh, I felt that. I snapped. Anybody else snap crackling? And inhale forward. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, exhale, forward. Shake left, shake right, shake left, shake right, rolling left to right. Again. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, down. Right to left, again, and inhale, rolling up. Now, this meditation is going to be sweet to get you started on the new version of yourself, who you are, right? All right, and in this meditation, I'm going to help you get rid of who you're unbecoming. So closing your eyes, inhaling. Deep breath in, just to clear the ways, and exhale. Inhaling another clearing breath all the way down. Inhale. All the way to your toes, to your crown, to your fingers. And exhale. Any confusion, any spiritual smog, any unwanted darkness, releasing it. Exhale. And inhaling. Light, life, oneness. The wealthy you, the healthier you, the fit you, the sexiest you. The at peace you. The surrounded by people who love and support you. The leisurely you. Exhale. Now inhale. I want you to think about who you are unbecoming today, as of today, after having this talk. What part of you is no longer welcome to this version of who you are becoming? And exhale. Inhale. Think about it. What is it? The lacking boundaries you, the low self-worth you, the unhealthy you, the undisciplined you. Who is it? Who is it? Who is she? Inhale. I want you to write her down spiritually on a piece of paper. Write it down. See it. We're going to do some fire burning, right? And what does she look like? What does she act like? How does she dress? Oh, we don't like it anymore. We don't like that. That's of the past. That's no longer you. And exhale. All right, write it down. As the new version of you, the upright in your goddess posture. Chest is up, crown parallel to the sky. Wealthy, making money with ease, because this new identity of you knows you're deserving. She knows you're more than enough. She feels entitled to greatness. And that's what she gets in return. Exhale. Inhale. Now this new version of you, you have a lighter in your hand and you're going to light that piece of paper to flame of the old version of you. And watch the ashes whisked away in the wind. Exhale. Inhale. Powerful. The ashes behind you. Sparkles trail behind you. Exhale. You're walking so smoothly, it looks like you're levitating. So gracefully. You feel lighter. You're at peace with who you are. Who you are is so well defined, so clear, that anyone who is a part of the old version of you has dropped off without you having to do a thing. Inhale. Those clothes donated. They don't suit your style anymore. That clutter mentality, no longer present. There's no room for that. You are now in your abundance mindset, ready and willing to receive. Inhale. You have made room for your dream car. You've made room for your dream home. You've made room for your dream relationship because you've put yourself first. You've decentered everyone and made yourself the nucleus. Because without you, there is none. Without you living, what is there? Right. So you're remembering who she is. Who is she? A goddess, a queen, respected, loved, honored, cherished, supported, spoiled, deserving, more than enough. As we go into our 5 breaths of excitement of who you are, receiving all the abundance you deserve, and 100 5 breaths. 20. 60. And inhale, raising your hands up. Exhale. Life, love, brilliance. You're smarter, more knowledgeable, more well-informed to make better decisions. You're playing big, no longer small. You're unapologetic, no longer asking for permission. Showing up inspired, no more shabby. Showing up as you want to be addressed. Getting all the complimentary free stuff because you inspire. Powerful, postured, clear identity. Goddess, loved, cherished, protected. You're feeling safe. Inhale. As we go into our mantra, known to raise a low vibration to a high vibration, to change an unwanted situation to a desired one, say it with me. I am so grateful and excited. I am divinely connected to universal intelligence, love, and abundance. Everything I want to need overflows through me and to me with what? Ease. Expeditiously. I am so grateful and excited. I I'm divinely connected to universal intelligence, love, and abundance. Everything I want to need overflows through me and to me with ease, expeditiously. Ashe. Because you're a god, a goddess, a king, a queen, an emperor, an empress. There's nothing you are not. Anything you want to need is obsessed with you. Show up for it. Show up for you. You are already her. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Ashe. Thank you for joining me, goddesses. Ashe. All right. As I said, today was sponsored by Vag Elixir, the supreme feminine elixir, known to get your pum pum right. All right. Women have passed fibroids when using Vag Elixir. This is what they've told me. All right. I've received DMs with women sharing their stories. BV, they've been dealing with it chronically for years. They use Vag Elixir. Never again. Doesn't come back. These are stories, okay? Yeast infections. Instead of taking the antibiotics and everything that gives you a yeast infection after curing the BV, women have taken the Vag Elixir, poof, gone, never to return again. So today's session was sponsored by Vag Elixir. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. I hope you took some notes today. In the comment section, I want you to tell me which one resonated most out of all 8 points. Which one resonated most with you today? Also, my Kuchiwa and Fem cleansers are no longer $40 for the 8 ounce. It is now $22 to give you access for daily use. You no longer have to use it sparingly. Okay, you can use it on your intimate areas and you can use it on your entire body. I actually even use it as a shampoo. So which one of the 8 points today resonated most with you? I look forward to connecting with you all again. Also, I came up with the FEMFEST date, my cruise. Okay, we're doing FEMFEST number 3 and it will be in August. So get them coins together, get them dollars together so we can all be together, having fun, doing the workshops, and acting in the new version of you. So this FEMFEST is about, I'm starting you all off with the identity of who you want to be and the life you want to live. So it's going to be really fun. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.